Welcome everybody to another SKYWARS video, and in today's video I'm going to be ranking all the normal perks and putting them on a tier list, so you can take this as a guide to what perks you should be using nowadays. So yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off, we have the Bridger perk. Now this perk gives you a 50% chance to not consume blocks when placing them, and it's really not super useful. It's only really useful if you don't have many blocks to go to mid, and mid is a very long distance away, and it's really only helped me a few times ever in normal. I'm definitely gonna have to put this at a C tier because it has helped me in a few situations. It's not utterly useless, but really not worth putting on. Next up, we have the Apothecary perk, and this perk makes absolutely no sense. I think it's bugged or misprogrammed, because if this perk would actually work, I think it'd be really good. It says it extends positive potion effects by 30%, which would be very good if it was every single positive potion effect that you got, including all the regen, absorption, whatever that you got during a normal game. But it just never works. It literally never works. I never see it work. No matter what, even if the potion is like a minute long, I just never see it take effect, so D tier because it's shit. Next up, we have Mining Expertise. This gives you a guaranteed chance to have double ore drops, and this got buffed from a 50% chance to guaranteed double, which is a pretty big buff, and it also got a buff for Meticulous Miner, because Meticulous Miner now has a 20% chance to give you triple ore drops, even though it should give you 100% triple ore drops, because the description says it'll give you 20% for each tier for triple drops. But it also has Smarty Pants attached to it, so you get experience in mining, so I guess you can go on an enchanting spree, which could go well with Fortune Teller. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put this in an S tier, obviously. Very annoying perk, but it'll get you the dubs, and it'll also piss other people off, so yeah, pretty good overall. Next up, we have Revenge, and Revenge is utterly useless. I think it's more of a joke than a perk, because if you get a kill with this perk, it's just more of a laughingstock at the guy that died than it is actually a kill for you. So I'm gonna have to put it at a D tier. You know, getting a spider after you die, you're really not gonna get many kills with that unless the person you die to is absolutely brain dead, like actually 0 IQ. So yeah, not really helpful there. Next up, we have Bulldozer. Do I really have to say anything about this? This perk is just, it's not broken like in any way. It's just such a necessity to have. I don't know how you could live without it. You get strength for 5 seconds after a kill, and you get it in teams. Massive dub, 20 kill games every game, even if you're in solo. So yeah, you gotta have that one on. I don't know how you're gonna go without it. Next up, we have Environmental Expert. Now this perk actually has a bigger effect than I really thought it did, because when I first started to play without it, I was taking so much damage from the environment. Like, it was so bad, so I just eventually equipped it because it was really annoying bothering with the environmental damage, because it would end up killing me because some other guy would clean me when I was at like 6 HP from falling from a 20 block height. So yeah, it's pretty good, and I'm sure all the Chrono Breakers are in love with this perk because of the nerf they added with the fall damage to the Echo Clock. So now you take 0 fall damage from the nerf, so pretty good nerf overall, I'd say. They really did a good job with that one. But yeah, I have this on. It's not an S tier, it's definitely an A tier because you could live without it, but it's, for me, it's just a really, I just need it. I can't live without it. Now we have Nourishment. Nourishment is not really that good. I mean, people complain about having to eat steak now or golden apples. I know it's a massive deal, massive scandal, but I mean, whatever, you just gotta move on with your life, eat that damn steak. I'm gonna put it at a B tier because it is quality of life, or it is some nice quality of life to have it on. And you also have Fireproof with it, which is now buffed to 9 seconds of fire resistance after a kill. So I think it's okay, and it's definitely better than these perks down here. But yeah, I wouldn't be using it. Next up, I'm just gonna get all of the Boeing perks out of the way because they're all basically the same. Like, they're good, but only if you just spend the whole game bow spamming. That's it. So, Anoyamite, 10% chance. I think it's 10% to get a Silverfish from a kill. Wait, not a kill, a bow hit. You have a 10% chance to spawn a Silverfish from a bow hit. C tier, because, I mean, who's spending the whole game bowing? And we're also going to get Marksmanship out of the way. It gives you a level of power for every 2 kills. It gives you a level of power in all of your bows for every 2 kills. That's what it states in the description. I don't know if it's true, but it definitely got a buff if that is true. And I actually don't know why they did that. It's a very interesting change they did. But gonna put it as C tier again because it's really only good if you're bowing the whole game, because getting 2 bow kills directly I think you can also knock people into the void and it counts towards this, but I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on that. And let's see, Frost, another Boeing perk. I think it got buffed to like 40%, I don't know, it's pretty high now. But once again, slowness after a bow hit for a chance, it's just whatever. And I think this last one is, what is this last one? Alright, this last one is arrow recovery. It's a 50% chance to get your arrows back after shooting. Once again, if you actually make it to mid, this perk is useless because you literally get stacks of arrows from mid. So, yeah, also C tier. I think that is all the Boeing perks. Yeah, that seems like all of them. So, yeah, I just wanted to get all of them out of the way because they were all going to be the same thing and they're all pretty useless. Next up, we have Resistance Boost. Now, Resistance Boost really caught me off guard when the update dropped because I thought it was absolutely useless, but Resistance 2 actually has a much bigger effect than I first anticipated. Like, it does reduce a lot of your damage at the beginning of the game. It's only for like 15 seconds, but I have lost a lot of fights to people who have had this perk because I don't have it, and they just do so much damage to me. I could literally be fighting a naked ecologist kit, and they will still kill me because of this Resistance 2 that they have. So it's actually not that bad of a perk, but only if you're just like island pushing every single game, which I don't know why you'd be doing, but it's okay. I put it at a B tier because it's situational and it could help you, but definitely not a necessity with like these perks up here. So yeah. Alright, moving on, we now have Fortune Teller. Now this perk used to be absolutely incredible to have because, I mean, you had it on by default obviously, and you would never have to worry about getting some shit enchant like Smite, Unbreaking, Bane of Arthropods, whatever. So for every level 2 enchant on a sword you get sharpness, and for every level 2 enchant on armor you get protection. It was just really nice to have, and now obviously you would have to equip it as an actual perk. And Fortune Teller does go very well with mining expertise, but you can live without it. I mean, it's not like that big of a deal. Yeah, you might get some shit enchants from time to time, but it's not super often. I'll put it in A tier because it's pretty good, but you can live without it. Moving on to Diamond in the Rough. This one's a bit odd because after they fixed the all perks glitch, Diamond in the Rough for some reason is just equipped by default. I don't know why, but I still get diamonds, or I still have a chance to get diamonds from kills even though I do not have this perk equipped. So I don't know how they managed it, but let's just say this perk was not like that and it was working as intended where you'd have to equip it to use it. If it was like that, I'd probably stick it at a B tier. It's nice to have, I guess, but if you really want diamonds that badly, you're probably just gonna mine instead of trying to get kills and, you know, trying to get diamonds that way. But I guess if you're a bit short on diamonds and you get a few kills, you might get like an extra diamond or two. So it's nice, but it's really not that useful. Alright, now we have Barbarian. Barbarian perk was a really fun perk to use before the update because you had a chance to get a sharpness level and an axe, and you actually use the axe surprisingly often, at least I did, because if you pulled like a clean stone sword from your island chest and you go to mid and you find a diamond axe, you're going to use the diamond axe because it's as much as an iron sword damage, so you'd get a lot of kills on an axe like that way. And I think I got like sharpness 5 and an axe one time, so it really was a good perk, honestly. And it kind of sucks that you have to equip it now because by itself it's so situational that it's really not that useful. I think I'm probably gonna have to put it at a I don't know. I don't know if I want to put them with all the bow spamming perks because I feel like it's more, I think it's more than that. I'm gonna put it at a B tier. Now we have Ender Endgame, and I don't even know if this perk works because there's no thing in chat that says, oh hey, you got a pearl from this refill chest because of this perk. You don't get that message, so I don't know if it actually works. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, who knows, it's the Hypixel devs. Anyways, if it worked out how it is intended, the 10%, I mean, it's okay, but you're not really going to refill that often, and I don't know, it's just pretty useless. You're probably going to get a pearl either way by the time this perk would actually kick in. I'm putting it at D tier. It's pretty useless. It rarely comes into play, and it's just so bad to equip compared to the other perks. I'd rather have these perks on than this shit down here. So yeah, moving on. Now we have the Fat perk. The Fat perk is kind of like the resistance boost, but it's like its stupid little brother, because it really doesn't help you that much. It's a absorption boost for like first 15 or 20 seconds of the game, I don't remember, but 2 hearts compared to resistance 2 boost at the beginning of the game, it's so much less than that. yeah, there's really not much more to say about it. It's just not a good perk. Like, I would never use it. I'd use this much more often than I would use this if I had to choose, but yeah. I absolutely forgot about Blazing Arrows. I just realized this. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in a C tier and move on with my life, because once again... Alright, now we have Tenacity. Tenacity, I think it varies depending on if you're playing solo or in teams, because in teams you're getting a lot more kills, and you're healing a heart per kill with Tenacity now. So it's not that bad of a perk, because it's another healing perk, and all the healing perks now are pretty good. So I'll stick it in A tier, because I think it actually can be pretty good for teams. If you go on like a massive strength spree with Bulldozer, you can have Tenacity as well, and just decimate everybody. So yeah, I think it's pretty good for teams, not as good for solo, but it's another healing perk, so yeah, it's a dub. Alright, now we have Fruit Finder. Now this will surprise you, but I actually use Fruit Finder, and I actually find it to be pretty good. My perk loadout, I could have something like Juggernaut instead of Fruit Finder right now, but with my playstyle, I find Fruit Finder to be more useful, because I don't get as, like, I'm not a super aggro player, I don't get as many kills as other players do. Like, I'm a 68 star with an incredibly low amount of kills. So I actually find it to be pretty good, since I'm not getting as much regen from kills. It's also very good for random kit strategies and other kits that just don't give you healing. So it's actually not that bad of a perk if you can actually open up a mid chest and grab the Gapple. Now speaking of Juggernaut, we are moving on to it, and I mean, it's obviously an S tier. Like, any healing perk in this game is just really good, and Juggernaut, I think it's 10 seconds of regen 1. And it's just really nice. Like, when you get a kill, you'll get a lot of the health back that you lost, and you'll be able to fight other players if there's other players coming your way, because you'll be able to regen. So overall, pretty solid perk. I think I'd swap it with Fruit Finder if I would be a little bit more aggro, but for now I'm using this, so yeah. Now we have the Savior perk. Savior perk is pretty similar to not Fruit Finder, Juggernaut, because it's another somewhat of a healing perk. But Savior, I think, is a little bit worse than Juggernaut, just because it gives you absorption hearts and not regen, and I think the regen is a lot more useful in the long term than absorption hearts are. So I think I will put this in an A tier, and I will keep Juggernaut in S tier. So yeah, that's my final decision. Alright, and now we have Speed Boost. Speed Boost is actually pretty fun to have, because it also gives you telekinesis with it. And they also buffed telekinesis to now give you any block mind, so it's basically just like skyblock telekinesis. And it's also, Speed Boost gives you a 300 second, I think it's haste 2, some level of haste buff for the game. And 300 seconds, that's a lot of seconds if you ask me. So it'll probably last you the whole game, so you'll be able to mine a lot faster and easier with telekinesis. I used it when the update came out, and it was, I can't lie, it was pretty fun. I don't use it anymore because you can live without it, but pretty solid with the fact that it also gives telekinesis. But I will probably put it at B tier, because it's like a kind of a quality of life thing, and it's also like situational, because if you just like only mine, it's probably pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna put it at B tier. Alright, now we have Knowledge. Knowledge, I'm kind of sad that I don't have it anymore. It's so annoying that I don't have XP levels even after I have 45 kills, because it was just so nice always having XP levels after you got kills, because you could just like instantly enchant like a sword or whatever. But now you have to splash XP bottles on yourself, and I know that's such a nuisance, honestly. That is really difficult to do. In all seriousness though, it does bother me a little bit, but you can very easily live without it. You get so many XP levels in normal, just like from island chest and mid chest. Like, it's not that big of a deal in the end of the day. I'm not gonna lie, gonna have to put it in D tier, because it's just not that good. It's nice, but by itself, terrible perk. But yeah. Alright, now we have the Robbery perk. This perk is okay, I guess, if you salmon all game long. I don't know who the hell is gonna just be punching you all game long to try to get your sword out. I guess if you want to be a little bit of a troll and you're like trying to get a sharpness 14 sword out of a person's hand, you want to get it for yourself, sure, I don't know. I'll put it at a C tier. Alright, now we have Lucky Charm. Easy S tier. Absolute S tier. You get gaps from kills, 30% chance, and you also get an extra 3% chance from the Angel's Ascent. So it goes from a 3 in 10 chance to a 1 in 3 chance. I mean, it's not that big of a difference, but hey, whatever. take what we can get. But, you know, 33% chance to get a gap after you kill, very, very nice. And considering your playstyle, it could be even better or worse, I guess, depending on how you play. Alright, now we have Necromancer. Now, this perk, like, I'm not even kidding, this perk was super good. Like, just having it before, it was so annoying dealing with the damn zombies. Like, the zombies usually were better than the players. It was crazy. Like, they were actually significantly better than the players that had the zombies. But, by itself, nowadays, it's a pretty dog shit perk. Like, I don't know why you'd have it on. I will probably put it at a C tier, because it's better than these perks, because it could help you a little bit. Besides that, though, it's kind of just a meme now. And now we move on to Black Magic. I still play Farmer in normal, and I don't want to play Chronobreaker because I do have some dignity in my soul, believe it or not. So I do get a lot of egg kills, and then that results in void kills and whatever. And either way, you still get a lot of void kills in normal compared to insane, I feel like. So yeah, and it's a 30% chance. It's a 30% chance now to get a pearl, which is massive. Like, I swear to God, I get a pearl from every single void kill now. Not really, but still, it's really good. And you also get a 5% chance increase from Sorcerer's Spell, I think it's called, in the Angel's Descent, if you have the level requirement for that. So you get a 35% chance in total. So pretty bomb. Definitely an S tier perk. I love it so much because I just get free pearls so often, and a pearl is basically like a second life if you can use it properly. Half the time I can't land my damn pearls though, but it's okay. Still makes me feel better though. But yeah, definitely an S tier. Alright, we only have 2 more perks left. One of them's Librarian. This perk is absolutely useless. I never even used this perk, or I never even used the items you got from this perk before the update, because I just really didn't feel like going to a damn anvil after getting an enchanted book and combining it with some sword or bow or whatever. It's just, I don't know who unironically uses the books from this perk, and now it's even worse because you have to select the perk, so you have to take up a perk slot. Absolutely dog shit. You can sit with your brother there, you both have the same icons, both in D tier, and I'll leave it at that. And last but not least is the hide and seek perk. This perk has been absolutely shot on by this new update because it is not worth to use up a perk slot for it, but it was such a nice quality of life thing to have. Yeah, it's kind of gone to shit now. Gonna have to put it at like a B tier just because it is good. It does end games quicker, and that time does add up, but I would never personally use this over any other perks that I've listed in like S tier or A tier. But yeah, this right here, this is my final normal perks tier list, so use this knowledge however you want to. This is just my recommendation of what perks are good and what perks are not. If you have your own preferences, go with it. But yeah, so use this as a guide if you want to. So yeah, I'll see y'all later.